Alright guys, it's Anthony and welcome back to the Wrenched Out Review. So we're going to continue on tearing down the Ruger 22, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so if this is your first time visiting, I'm Anthony and you're watching Wrenched Out Reviews. Today we are going to dive back into the Ruger 22. We're going to finish hopefully taking apart the top end, get the trigger ready, and see if we can get this barrel out. So stay tuned and let's just dive right into it. So what we're going to do right out of the gate is get this bolt out, and really once you get the pin removed out of the back, you're going to just pull that guy up, and you can see it kind of pops up a little bit. And then see if I can get it. Oops. There we go. And then this will actually separate, and then it'll pop right out. So there we go. It is kind of nice. This one actually has the Ruger emblem laser engraved or laser etched right into it. So there we go. Pretty sure we're going to have to do a little bit of work to get this barrel out, but that's okay. Let's actually dive right into the trigger. So here is the BX trigger that we purchased for this bad boy, and let's it's got the plastic on it so you can semi dry fire it. So let's get this bad boy off. It is clamped on the front of it, and what we're gonna do is get rid of this this plunger spring, and then we're gonna replace this this guy right here too, so the mag release. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. It's pretty simple. A couple of pins. So there's that. Let's grab the new spring. So there it is. Once that pin's out, it actually aligns that up. And then the new spring just obviously falls right in. Let's grab the new release. And actually what we're going to end up doing, so as you can see, you can go with kind of a fancier than stock, but same. And then you're going to hopefully see if I can get this little dude in there. Loosen this up a little bit. This one pops out. This guy slides right in. Oh. There we go. Then you want to tighten it nice and snug back. You may have to work it a little bit with this rear plate because everything obviously does need to be straight. There we go. Oops. Trying to get enough light in there so I can see. That looks pretty straight. There we go. Bam. So there it is right there. There's our new trigger setup, nice and tight. Stainless on the front. It's got that nice cut into it. Very nice. I like it. So that is good to go. We'll put the other triggers off to the side there. Always try to kind of keep all this stuff together. put this thing over here. All right, so the trigger's good to go. All right, guys, sorry about the short wait there. So I threw the barrel in the freezer and then swapped them. But real quick, as this is the second one I've built, the first one, it was a lot more difficult for me to swap the barrel. So I'll give you a couple of quick tips or something that I found easier as far as swapping the barrel on the 22. First, I threw the new barrel in the freezer. As you can see here, it's still a little bit icy. But in the meantime, while this was freezing, I did shoot this, and that's why there was a delay in the video. I shot this right in on the interior and exterior with some deep creep, some seafoam, and really it was super simple. Once I let it sit for a little while, it seeped in, and ultimately what I did was, let me put this barrel over here. I used one of these torches and I just heated it up real quickly right around the interior. It slid right out. It took a matter of just a couple of minutes. And then I grabbed this bad boy, or actually before I grabbed this, I heated it up again just a little bit. And then just as a tip, let me see if I can find this. One thing you need to look at when you're getting ready to install yours is there is a cut. Actually, let me show you on the stock one. You'll be able to see it better. There's a cutout in the barrel in both the old and the new barrel right here. So when you go to align, not only do you have to align the bottom for your clamp there, but you need to make sure your extractor off of your bolt mates up with it correctly too. There's a little bit of a room for that, but obviously you want to get it as centered as possible and everything aligned. So I did drop this in when I went to put the new barrel in just to make sure that I was good to go. So let's get back to the build. Here is the new barrel, looking very nice right here. And so now what we're going to install is we're going to go ahead and install the bolt, the new spring, and the stainless rod. So this is fairly simple. What we're going to do is just slide this guy down into there, just like that. Now it's going to be difficult for me to do, but ultimately you're going to compress this guy down, slide this on, get it in there, and then put the receiver on. Now one thing to note while I still have this bad boy apart is, and I mentioned this before, but here's your bolt. Now here's the pin that sits in the back of the receiver. As you can see it, or the back of the receiver really. And that is that clanking noise that you hear or maybe you don't hear. And that is the reason why these guys, and there's other guys that make them too, but we will be putting in this like polymer or rubber. It's a smaller pin, and then you pop this in and then it dampens or deadens that sound. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and throw this in. I'm not going to be able to hold it up because it's not difficult per se, but need to pay attention to what I'm doing. So let me throw this in here and then I'll show you the install of the bolt. Oops. All right. Okay. So there it is. You just slide this in, sits on that little step, make sure it's seated, and then we'll pop this guy in, which you go under this channel right here. So you'll put the front of it under the channel and then you'll pull this back. Again, I'm not gonna be able to do it two-handed, at least right in front of this camera, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. kind of slide, make sure your bolt slides back, and then we'll hold it, make sure a new one, and there you go, and it just sits right on top. So there we go. So the next thing we're going to do to this is I already loosened it actually while I was waiting for this. I hit it with some of that Deep Creek 2. So let me take off this top rail real quick, which is just a bunch of flathead screws. We'll go ahead and replace that bad boy too. So again, the first time that I did the barrel on the very first 22, which is the one behind me, I'll tell you, it was quite a challenge. And I think part of it was lack of experience, and then of course just getting impatient. For this one, I just waited it out. I let everything kind of sit, didn't mess with anything. I also know that obviously some are harder than others. I think that it just depends on kind of the rifle, how used it is, how old it is. I guess if you're a little bit of luck there too. So the new ones come with new Allen, the Allen key and the little Allen bolts. That's what I'm screwing into it. Oops. Right now. So it's looking mighty good right here. And again, this is the Kid Industries. I do like actually as it overhangs a little bit there. This guy's still a little wet from being in the freezer, but there is the extended rail versus the stock. As you can see, let me show you here. There's the stock. So you get about an inch longer. Looks really nice. The colors complement each other very nicely. I really do like how that looks. So let's see what else we got here. I guess let's just keep going. And if not, we'll go ahead and cut the video. You guys will see it if we cut it or not. But let's keep going. Let's pop the trigger in. Actually, let's put this bolt pin in the back. So again, this is fairly simple. Talked about this numerous times. Again, this is a very cost-effective part. Most of these, you know, if you're planning on a build like this and you just kind of save some money by piece, these guys do offer discounts depending on the season. But so we're going to this from that bad boy. So let's go ahead, actually thread this guy through. So I'm going to put this in, at least as best as I can. And then we'll thread this pin in. Alright, we're just kind of seating everything in. And I think actually we'll get ready to go ahead and call this video. Let me show you where we're at, and then we'll do one more video. I'll actually take a short break here, grab a couple of things, and then we will wrap this build up. And then of course, beyond the next video where we finish it up, we will definitely be getting this bad boy to the range. We're super excited, and then hopefully my buddy will be able to see it too, and I hope he is excited as I am with this build, because it surely just came out very nice, very clean. So let's wrap it up there, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys are enjoying this build as much as we are. This thing is coming out absolutely beautiful. The next video, we're going to go ahead and throw the stock on, throw the magazine in, throw everything together, and of course, we'll be able to take a look at the final product. So until the next time, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.